Today, I'm very excited to have a new guest in my talk show, and who is Mr. Keith Odom, who is Senior VP, Managed Services India Operations Ahead. Sir, welcome to this discussion chat show, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'll just share more about you to my audiences who are not connected with you. Keith is the Senior VP of Managed Services India Operation Ahead, an organization that builds and manages platforms that power digital transformation for multitude of market-leading enterprise globally. Am I right, sir?
Yes.
And you plays a very important role in driving the company's strategic vision, and you leads a global team of over 150 professionals. And there are many more things which I can read about you, but I will start the discussion and we'll conclude it with a very good message for my audiences.
Outstanding. Thank you.
So, sir, can you brief about before going more into the solutions and overall growth of your company is having? Can you share something about ahead to our audiences?
Sure. So Head is newer to the India market. We're a couple years now in about 500 people, but we're a $4.5 billion IT company, SI, if you will. We do everything from strategy through design and implementation in the cloud for data centers, colos, all the way through to day two operations and full managed service and outsourcing.
Yeah. And so in India, you have opened your office at Gurgaon, right? Gurugram.
Our flagship office is in Gurgaon, and we also have an office in Hyderabad.
Okay. Thanks for sharing more about the company and its presence in India. I'll start my conversation with my first query, which is about how can best shoring to India help organizations diversify their talent pool, improve margins, and boost competitiveness?
Yeah, it's a good question. For us, it's been transformational. We're only 2 years in, but we have completely integrated India into everything that Ahead does. So every practice that we have, whether that's a data center practice, a cloud, data, security, managed service, or it's shared services internally. We have lawyers here, operational folks, real estate folks, you name it. Every single business unit within Ahead, we've now integrated into a global delivery unit. So it has absolutely been transformational and allows, from a skill set, which is the big reason, the talent pool here is incredible. We've been able to really hire top talent, and we feel like that's important when you're really starting out in a new place. We were going after just the best talent. We feel like we did that around 500 folks so far. We'll grow another 300 to 400 folks this year in 25. And then next year is the year we think we'll start to look at universities and things like that, where we can really start to get the younger folks in, right? Start to develop and coach and bring up the next new leaders in our organization. But we needed to build that foundation on senior folks first. So when you do bring younger folks in, they have people that can mentor them that are highly experienced and really help develop their talent. But yeah, it's integral to everything we do. It is in our top 3 strategic imperatives, if you will. The success of India in our strategy is at a board level for sure.
Talent acquisition is one of the key things which all the companies finds in Indian subcontinent and all. I'll move to my next part, which is about what are the critical steps and considerations for building a world-class shared services center in India.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we built a business plan a couple years ago and made sure that it kind of aligns to our strategy, which really then ties to our clients and what our clients are trying to drive from an outcome perspective. We prioritized the location when we were looking here in India, like what talent are we needing for the business that we do and what we're seeing our customers ask us for. And we wanted to make sure we were in the right locations that would attract talent. And we want to make sure that we had the benefits that were out there, best benefits packages. So, Ahead wasn't a name brand 2 years ago. We're not Google. So we had to do all those things the right way to get the right talent. And I think that starts with investing in leadership and bringing in leaders that are well connected, right, well known in the industry that we're in. It goes around governance, culture building from day one. Ahead in the US and now similarly here in India, we are a culture company. We take culture seriously. We plan for culture, right? We monitor, we measure culture in this company, and we feel like it is, the number one key component for what we're trying to do. But if you look at the more of the operational side of the business, we embrace automation. We're driving agile operations. And as the world turns to cloud and AI and cybersecurity, those are the top things on our minds because it's the top things on our clients' minds. So Ahead helps our clients design and build those types of services. And we're going to do that globally from India and from the US and in combined teams.
Right. And apart from creating infrastructure, the cultural thing is very important, which you really talked about, because this makes your global standard plans, you customize it according to the market where you are working, and that's really cool. So you might be interacting with a lot of customers, the CIO, CTO, and IT heads. So you will be share more about the trends. So what key trends in managed services should enterprise be watching in 2025?
Yeah, it probably won't surprise you. They are the mega trends that are out there. So things like AI, cybersecurity, observability. So AI ops and observability, not only is that's what our clients are looking for from us, we're doing the same thing internally. We're going through a titanic shift inside our own company of applying these sorts of technologies. One, we want to, the phrase in the US, I don't know if it translates, is we want to eat our own dog food, meaning we want to apply these technologies to everything that we do inside managed service, inside of Ahead, make sure they're delivering the outcomes that we expect and that we're telling our clients. And then it's also a showcase. So when we tell a client, hey, we can do this, this is what AI is going to do for you in this particular use case, we can show them, we did this use case internally. Here's how it worked. Here's what we learned. Here are the best practices. And it's not just, slideware. We can show reality. And that's how we take it to market. And then we get more and more clients. And then they can tell their story that they did with Ahead with more and more clients for Ahead. Platform engineering is another one that, that is driving fast, more reliable digital service. And then the big one that I think we're seeing every day, because we do have a large managed service organization. We have about 700 managed service clients. We have our own SOC. We sell SOC as a service. And there's not a week that goes by that we don't have either one of our managed service clients or one of our other 3,000 clients that we have that aren't affected by a cyber attack. At the end of the day, I could just tell you, even last week, we had a client that had a breach. You could have had all of the best security services and tightened down everything. They were still going to get breached because they got a hold of somebody's credentials. And once you have that, no firewall, no SIM, no, endpoint detection is going to really pick that up. So you just need to be prepared. You need to have a plan. And it's better to have a plan than get breached and try to build a plan as you're trying to recover. So everybody should have a plan. They should know what they're going to do, what steps they need to take, which applications need to get recovered first. How are they going to do that? So all those things are are very important. So to your question, the big trends, in my mind, cyber is probably number one. AI is a buzzword, but there's real value there. And I would say that's number two. And then platform engineering, it will round off the top three.
So, I have, spoken to many leaders like you, but you said that number two is AI. Generally, majorly people are talking number one is AI. But, cybersecurity is key. That should be a number one trend this year also. Great, sir. Sir, moving to my next part, which is about how can companies leverage India for large service engagements and a more flexible cost structure, because India is a very sensitive market, cost sensitive market, and what strategic plans are essential for success? If you can answer on this.
Yeah, yeah. Our biggest projects right now, just from sheer size or sheer dollar size or even people size, are managed service deals or these big, large AI deals. Just because it takes a lot of power, NVIDIA servers and Dell servers and storage from various vendors, a lot of networking. I mean, it's tens of millions of dollars to build out these platforms. So these are our big deals. And then managing large clients. So these are our two biggest types of deals that we do, I would say. And I think the key there for us to be competitive in the market and to leverage the full global delivery capabilities now that AHEAD has with India is building hybrid teams, where we're with strategic distribution of work across our global locations. It allows us to get the right resource on the right activity. But for us, we're not really looking to use India to just push what I would call maybe lower level work. We want to push as much work and from strategy to global designs all the way down. Again, going back to the talent pool, the talent that we have hired here is second to none. There's not a project that I wouldn't feel uncomfortable that AHEAD does that we couldn't deliver completely in India. So a lot of it is client driven. Like we do a lot of state work. We do a little bit of Fed work in the US. Some of those can't be done offshore. But every other company, every other enterprise, right, is already using India in some other fashion probably, and they're very comfortable with global delivery scenarios. So we definitely need to take advantage of that. If we don't have India as an integrated part of our business, we wouldn't be competitive in the world marketplace, right? So that's a must, but the skill set is really the driver for us. And we got to make sure we're focused on outcomes. The legacy managed service paradigm of just hours, task, rate is kind of going by the wayside and moving much more to this outcome-based experience as a service, outcome as a service. Clients are caring less and less about the rate, but the overall outcome at a competitive price, but they're really being driven by the outcome. And we've built, actually, this is where incorporating the technologies around Gen AI, automation, right? Those things will help scale the price point as well, because you're just driving a lot of these tasks into an automation workflow. And then having India sit on top of that and driving that, building those workflows, building that automation is where we really get the linear cost scaling.
That's really great to know about the importance of this market and the resources here in India. And it's the wise ways to use what you shared about how you follow the process, and it's not about they are getting the lower work and everything is it's very well defined. So well strategy, I would say that this is a great strategy you have already outlined, and the India market is contributing towards that. So I'll just touch on a few of the things you already answered in this, but I'd like to know more about how do you view the role of diversity and inclusion in the tech sector, and which initiatives are vital for the cultivating a future-focused, inclusive workforce?
Yeah. I mean, this is something that we've been working on for a long time. Diversity inclusion is pretty much foundational to innovation, right? Diverse teams come with different backgrounds, different experiences. They bring better and different ideas to the table that teams can collaborate on to get to the best point of view. If everybody had the same background and the same experience, they'd all come to the same conclusion, which may not be the best one. So I feel like it is a foundational component to driving innovation. It's not about the hiring. It's much more about belonging. It's about leadership development. It's about equity and growth. Everyone wants to grow and have, career plans and be able to move up. One of my personal goals that we're 2 years into this, and we have senior leaders here in India, VP roles, senior director roles within our company. But I feel like we won't achieve success in a real integration of this company at a global level until we have global leaders that are driving full business lines. So it is my goal to get where we have some global leaders that are managing large US teams from India. And I think we'll do that next year. I think we'll be in that position. And I feel like that is a KPI that I have for success in that we've truly integrated, is when the executive leaders are mixed, right? And again, so that way, even at the executive level, you're getting that diversity and getting different ideas. It's one thing at a technology level. And then as you move up into mid-management, we have all of that. We're going to continue to push that even higher within the company over time. And that's what success for me will look like.
Great, means you already having your constitution written very well written there, and you're working on those ideology and the strategy for a universal plan. It's not something which will benefit a region. It benefit if though the executive leaders may come from India, but that's benefited for the global customers for you. That's great,
I
sir.
think you have to plan for it, right? It has to be part of your strategy. These things don't just happen by accident. So you have to have the strategy to make that happen, to be open to that idea, to be open to those ideas. Otherwise, you can get closed-minded just because you don't know what you don't know. So we have a plan, we have a strategy to make that happen.
So global village is what we can see in your concept. It's a global village. We all are connected and we are one. That's
Yes.
great. Sir, I'll move to one part of my query, which is about cyber threats. So, as cyber threats become increasingly very sophisticated, in the age of AI, we can see it's very sophisticated now. And what proactive measures must organizations adopt to establish a strong, resilient cybersecurity framework? Because, you might have been talking to a lot of CTOs and CIOs and CISOs, in fact, and you might be aware what had happened, what we would have stopped earlier or we would have done something. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, in the world of AI, unfortunately, the bad guys always seem to be a step ahead of the technology. So it's as available to us as it is to them. So you have to be super diligent because the threat is going to get more and more sophisticated. And if you don't continue to evolve to meet that threat, that's when bad things will obviously happen. I do think from a company perspective, we have really embraced the zero trust architectures, right? Identity first type of architectures. So that is something that resonates with our clients because that methodology, that framework, it works. So that is kind of one of the ways that we're kind of combating this. But it also, again, back to just AI-driven threat detection and response. We don't make a lot of things. We resell like Palo as an example. And Palo, in their technologies with AI-driven threat detection and response, Cisco's moved that direction as well. So we leverage those platforms. We put on our strategy hats, design hats, working with our clients to help them deploy these sorts of platforms to help protect them from the future bad guys, if you will.
you said is, you said initially we'll have to be super intelligent and we'll have to be, stay updated, connected with each other, helping each other to mitigate the threats which may come to your organizations. Uh, Thanks for answering this query. I have few more. I know
Yeah,
we have very limited time, but I request you to
fine.
take one more. Because,
Sure.
you have this in recent times, we have seen a lot of, laws which is coming to favor Indian customers' data. And recently, you might be aware about the PDDP will be implemented very soon. So what's your take on that and how you will how you will be following the compliances which will be on that kind of, app, which is gonna very effectively.
Well, I'll give you two answers. One is today, the way we manage our clients, the way we work with our clients, we don't have India sales teams. So the way our strategy today is working, and I'll give you a part B to this, is we're calling on US global clients. US global clients have a presence here, but when we're managing them, we don't really pull their data here. So their data is staying in the US. We have all the governance and compliance and risk mitigation, things in place to ensure that's the case. So that's just one thing. But now if you look at the Indian market,
Yeah.
we have a business called Foundry that's with me, and think of it as a contract manufacturer, and we also do rack integration. We do water-cooled build racks in the US and things like that. For some of our OEMs that we work with, we're doing those things. We're building large super pods with NVIDIA and Dell and all these great OEMs. So we have 250,000 square foot facilities in the US doing this work. We're going to take that blueprint, and we're already planning to build that here. That way we can build local, buy local, right? One of the things we've just completed is that now a head can buy Dell as an example. I can buy Dell in country currency for the end users that are in India. We're doing that for all of our top OEMs, and we've actually just completed it. So we can buy now pretty much everyone in India in country currency for our India clients. Most of our India clients are global in nature, but the presence is here. They've built data centers here, right? They're doing a lot of work here and all these data centers that are popping up all over India. It allows us now to service our global client better. And over time, we will probably have to have local salespeople calling on our global entities that are in India. So it is part of our strategy. This is multiple years in the making. Building out these facilities take a lot of time. We're still in the planning stage, but we're progressing very well.
Thank you so much for sharing this. This is very critically, and you elaborated in a very because you are already success in US market. You have all that plan. You're planning there, and everything is falling under the law. And same, you'll be replicating it here. So it doesn't seem so challenging for you because major companies are on a thought process what to do, what not to do. So that's great. So I'll just conclude this discussion with one new message because you have customers in India and globally also. So through us, you can share any message that now that India works on a financial year basis. April and May is the first 2 months of new financial year and new business goals. So what will be your message to all clients or customers who are using your services?
Yeah, take advantage of what we're building here in India. We have a lot of global 100, Fortune 100, Fortune 200 clients that are taking advantage of this global delivery capability that we have built. Not just because we can do it at a lower cost or any of those things, but we're going to bring the talent that's going to solve the most complex problems that you have. We'll do it in the most efficient way. We'll drive things through automation and AI. We'll leverage the talent pool that we have access to bring in the resources that just a lot of these companies might not have. So we can bring the talent, we can align the technology and the people together to solve the most complex problems.
This is very effective, very great message to your audiences. So with this, I'll conclude this message, this interview video which I have done with you. Thanking you for your time and valuable information for my audiences, and we'll be happy to connect in near future in person, can meet you and know more about the progress you guys are doing in India.
I'd love to meet in person. I come every couple months, so next time we'll meet in person, and
Sure.
I'll buy you a coffee.
Sure, sir. I'll have.
Thank you.
So I'll just conclude, but thank you so much. This is Rajeev Ranjan signing off for the discussion. Thank you so much, Keith sir, for answering my questions.
No, thank you. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.